Okay, something guys to understand here. There's a local tow yard owned by a guy who's a former Marine, and I think a few members of their family had been in the Marine Corps, and they collect military vehicles and stuff. I had not a whole lot of business dealings with them back when I ran a gun shop, but I'd kind of heard about these guys because supposedly they had a tank or an APC of some sort. But they have gotten into buying some surplus vehicles. Now, there's 5 tons and deuce and a halves around everywhere, but Humvees are kind of harder to get. I was up at driving by their lot because a friend of mine buys like used cars for resale, and looking over a few things, and they had a whole row of these. And I try to find out more about it, and they said just go to ironplanet.com and you can look this stuff up. We kind of don't want to deal with you on it. And I try to explain, I have this YouTube channel, it's got 3,500 subscribers, I deal with survivals and preppers and this and that, and well, it was a Saturday, so we just kind of like, go to ironplanet.com. So we go here, we look up the word Humvee, and then, at least that's how I say it, I know some people say Hummer. When I say Humvee, I mean like a real Humvee, okay? When I say Hummer, that's that GM truck, which is a nice vehicle, but it's a different vehicle, okay? Now, here's the situation. They have bidding online, but then it's kind of like secret bidding because it's March 11, which is a few days away, 10:25 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And some of these are running, I think, a little bit different times on them. Now, if somebody wants me to go out and take a look at it and we can figure out a way that I would get paid for going out and taking a more careful look at a particular one, let me know. But they do have a lot of pictures on these. Like this one here kind of has a bald tire on one side but not the other. I think 7,500 might be a little high on that one. But there's a bunch of them, okay? So we're kind of mainly looking for the ones in Oregon here. They're all pretty much out here. And what I really like, now these are all in Portland, I kind of like the idea of getting the 80s models because they had that 6.2 motor instead of the 6.5. And the 6.2 motor wasn't very good or very strong. It wasn't good enough for them when they're all up armored and stuff. But I'm fairly certain, I could be wrong about this, but we used to look at those and I just did basic maintenance because when I was in the Marine Corps, those things were brand new, and the Army version's about the same thing. Just the stacks, and there's a fording kit like with the Marine Corps version, it could go in water and drive on snorkels, but the Army version they didn't want to do that. But you can unbolt and rebolt and put a Chevy 454 in these. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong, but I think that's pretty much the way these rolled. And you have to fill out a hold harmless agreement. These things are not street legal. This is kind of like a ranch rig, okay? But in the state of Oregon, you can get an off-road permit for these. In the state of Washington, there's a restricted license that you can put on these. It's kind of like a farm vehicle license. You can use them out in the rural areas. The thing is that a lot of these are going to vary a little bit, but like I said, I used to work on them. I didn't work motor pool for all that long, but I worked it for a little while. If somebody's really interested in these, you want me to go and scout some of them for you, we have until March 11th to play. But apparently, from what I'm told, most of these are runners. Okay, most of these run. Now, there's a couple. I found one for $3,000 with no motor. And so that means you don't even have to go through the trouble of pulling out that 6.2, which isn't a wonderful motor, but it's kind of an okay motor. But the thing is, I'd almost rather get a $3,000 one and then add in a 454 with all the stuff on it than try to get the $7,500 one and pull out that 6.2, because that a 6.2 core with all that 24 volt stuff on there just isn't worth that much money. Okay, it's a few $100. I'd almost rather get the $3,000 one. So if somebody's looking at putting together a deal on a batch of these, and even if you want to commission me on it, I'd be happy with that $3,000 one with no motor. Really. Now they do have these, you know, 20,000 miles, you just got to realize, you know, there's still some age issues. But this is, it's available now. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I'm going to go back there Monday, and because again, we don't have a lot of time on this. We're going to be uploading this on the 7th. The 8th is a Sunday. The 9th is a Monday. This is looking at like well, Wednesday. Okay, they're going to do this Wednesday morning. So I'm going to be right back there Monday, trying to hustle up some sort of a deal. So if anybody's interested in a Humvee this weekend, get in touch with me. Let's put this together. If we do the auction and we buy the auction thing, this is Wednesday. You can bid online or all that. They can do storage out there, but like I said, it can be a little prickly to deal with. They're kind of like from that part of the Marine Corps, like who has authority to be a jerk type thing, and I dealt with them in other business, and it's kind of touchy with them. But they've got the stuff, which means, you know, you deal with them because they've got the stuff. I've got a storage lot not far from there, so I can kind of deal with some of this stuff. If we need to take it somewhere, spaces at the lot where I've got some stuff are $75. We can put 2 of them in one of those spots. So, you know, $35 each vehicle per month isn't bad. And it's secure storage with key card and all that kind of thing. And even though if we got to trailer them someplace, we'll trailer them someplace. But if you're wearing the right clothes and you drive one of these things, you won't get pulled over. You know what I mean? If you've got the right outfit on. So anyway, at least I never got pulled over in a Humvee. I've heard of it happening. It's just not likely. But if you look in here at the ironplanet.com for the stuff, you want to look at all the ones that are in Oregon. Okay, but apparently a whole bunch of this stuff is available all over right now. And I used to remember that if you could even get one of these, it was probably rebuilt from an accident and it was $20,000. But right now, $3 to $10 grand for a soft top, it's just not bad. Okay, it's not bad. So if you guys want to coordinate with any of the stuff in Oregon or maybe Washington to get some of these, I've got storage lots. I got places to put them, you know, until we get them, like if you need to move them back east or something like that. But on the batch that's in Oregon, and I think the guy's got about 20 of them available. This is all got to happen by next Wednesday, the 11th.